Hello everyone, welcome back. It has been quite some time since a video. I do know this, but I have been pretty busy with renovating the house and all the rest that's involved with that. I just haven't had any money to spare, but I still have the car, the wagon that is. Still got all the turbo gear, but I want to introduce something else that kind of been tinkering with in the background that we've finally gotten into our name. This was the father-in-law's. Some of you may remember me mentioning it in previous videos, but this is his 1982 Series 3 Land Rover. He brought this down in Perth many years ago. Sat in his backyard for about 4 years, just collecting dust, and then we got it and put it into our name, and I got it going again. Had no carby on it, no battery. Yeah, it was looking in a bit average state. But since then I've done the slave cylinder. I've also fixed up some of the electrics, which if anyone knows much about Land Rovers will know that they were known for their poor electrics in it. And funny enough, the company that did all the electrics in the Land Rovers and the looms and everything was called Lucas Electrics. And he was dubbed the Prince of Darkness because you'd be driving down the road on dusk or even at night, and then just all out of the blue your lights would go out and then you'd have no lights, which is obviously not what you want in any vehicle under any circumstance. But this car has been pretty cool to drive. Actually, it's a lot of fun. We prefer taking this car out a lot. The plans for this car though, I don't exactly know. That is a little bit of an unknown. Obviously she does have some rust in places, especially the rear diff. It came out stock with a Land Rover 2.25 litre motor. It has obviously had the Holden Red 202 straight 6 converted into it. The Red 202, I have previously changed the oil filter. Now the oil filter took a little bit to get off, as you can see, but I put new filter on, new leads, new plugs, obviously new engine oil to go with it. I do have a brand new coil, and the coil will be bolted to the block. How it is with these 202s, all bolted to the head. The Dizzy I will replace eventually. I'm not in too much of a rush to get that done. It still fires and runs, no worries. I did put in a new temperature sensor for the water gauge in the dash. I did take the seat out and fix the fuel sender, so now I've got accurate reading of fuel after my auntie flew over to Western Australia from Victoria and we ran out of fuel, which was pretty embarrassing, to be honest. But apart from that, she's a tank. I love driving this thing. I know you got no power steering, you got no aircon, and you got no heater. You do have the flaps underneath the window, and they do one side each side pretty much, so one flap per side. Plans for this is eventually I would like to give it a new paint. I do want to replace that front bar. As you can see, someone's put holes in it already for something. They've welded a plate on top as well to fit. I don't even know what ball bar that's come off. I wouldn't even know. And they've also welded it to the chassis, which obviously is not something you're meant to do, but whoever's put this on has done that. So I am going to cut them. I do want to take this bar off and potentially put on my own bar. I don't know what. I wouldn't mind getting a Defender sort of hoop. It's just sort of a middle. I'll try and find a picture for reference and whack it up. But I do also have 3 other rims of what's on the back. They're the Sunrayzers. I believe they're 8-inch wide. So I believe they're 16x8s. They might be 16x7s. Fair chance they are, because it's running 245 tyres, not 265. I do need to get new tyres for those as well, because those rear tyres are very old. Out of the 5 that I had from the father-in-law's shed, there was only 2 that were good enough to put on the vehicle for temporary use. Hence why she's still got the cheese cutters on the front. I've also replaced the rear diff oil. I haven't done the front diff oil just yet. I do need to get around it with some seals, because as you can see, driver's side, there's a little bit of leakage out of the stub and the ball there, but you go over to the passenger side and it's fucking, the whole rim's covered. There's a fair bit on the bolts around it too, so tranny leaks a little bit, but not too much. As you can see, I'll park it in here. The oil that you do see right there, that's actually from the wagon, so it's not from this. Little things like the tie rods, replace those. As you can see, the suspension's a bit squashed as well, leaf springs, so that's a good indicator that they're due for replacing. I am going to replace them anyway, because they are very old. And I also have done the rear tail lights as well as the front ones. These were just covers, but the rear was actual assemblies, because they were completely different on both sides. The 2 indicators, the 2 brake tails were completely different on either side compared to the reverse. They were factory. The factory ones are, I believe, 3-inch or 2-inch, so they're slightly bigger. Just wanted to make a really quick one for you in this one. I know I've been a little bit MIA. I do have the wagon still, obviously. I haven't sold it. I do still have the manifolds on the shed, well, in the shed on the shelf. Squeeze back through all this garbage. So as you can see, I've still got all the turbo gear. These have actually held up alright. There's a tiny little bit of surface rust, like a tiny little bit. Absolutely bugger all. Most of it's just red dirt. If I gave it a wash with I gave it just a soapy wash and a hose down, it'd probably be clean. But yeah, I don't want to bore you too much in this one. As I said, I wanted to make a quick one to show you that I'm still around, still here, nothing's happened. I'm still can't afford to get a haircut, but yeah, it's just a little bit of a slow start with this. Now that we've got this, I really would like to kind of get the tyres done and the suspension and do a little bit of off-roading with this. Obviously nothing hectic, nothing that you'd see on 4-wheel drive 24/7 or anything, but yeah, just something anyway. I am contemplating what I'm going to do with the wagon. Since it has taken this long, I didn't want it to take this long. It's not exactly practical for what I want to do. And when I say that practical, I just mean it's not like we can go bush or go camping in it. I live out in the desert, so I mean, I could throw the turbo on it and just, you know, make chirping noises around town all day, but I mean, it's not like I'm going to be able to get out onto an open road and stretch it. Believe it or not, the cops are pretty onto it, so. And I haven't got a track here that I can get on either, just to, you know, drag it even, so. Yeah. It does suck, but, yeah. I mean, what do you do? But I am in arms with what I'm going to do with it. So I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, I guess. For the meantime though, it's working pretty well as a daily just to get me to and from work, which is fine. And occasionally I do take this now that the weather's getting better. As you can see, it's nice and sunny here. I will take this more often, just to give it a good run and a good drive. And I don't believe in parking old cars up like this that are meant to be driven, so but yeah. But in saying which, she will need to be parked up because I have a full whole engine gasket kit for a 202 to go in. That's all the gaskets and everything, so there's that coming up as well. I also have a fair bit of dyno mat to throw down. Well, not a fair bit, but I do have a little bit of dyno mat. I still need to go and get some more, just to sound deaden the back, and then I'm going to recarpet it as well. There'll be content for this coming out too. I hope soon we'll have some more content on the wagon. I'm hoping to buy the double row timing chain and the machined oil pump cover for the Commodore, hopefully within the next couple of months. Like I said, I've been renovating the house, so I do need to make up with that. Anyway, I digress. There will be more on this bus coming in the future, so I do have a few parts and a few things still to do to this, and I do have the oils as well. I did give the radiator a flush out, but I'm rambling again, so I will get a new radiator at some point because she's pretty cactus and pretty old. So thank you to all of you too that have stayed subscribed. I'm surprised that you have and you haven't. I do know it's been a while. I do get the messages and the notifications to say, hey, where you been? I've just been super flat out with work, super flat out with the kids, super flat out with the house renovations. I've just finished my bathroom, nearly finished the kitchen, and I've got a whole heap of work to do in the backyard as well. So yeah, I do appreciate you hanging around. There will be more to happen on this, hopefully in the very near future. I do plan on working on it this week. Whether what I do is completely optional at the moment, whatever I feel like doing, but there will be something. I will charge the camera and I will bring you out, and I will make it just a short video of it, hopefully shorter than this one. But you know, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that it's hard for me to make just short videos. So, but anyway, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video doing this and seeing your comments and views. Alrighty, thanks guys, bye.